In the NFL, quarterbacks are said to be the most important players on the team, as they are the leaders of the offense and are often responsible for calling the play in the huddle. This role makes them the star of the game, but also makes them prone to injuries, leading to early retirement. This video will discuss the top NFL quarterbacks who retired too early. Starting us off from the oldest, we have Rich Gannon, who retired at 39. Rich Gannon was an 18-year NFL veteran who won the league's MVP award in 2002 after leading the Oakland Raiders to the AFC Championship. Gannon was a two-time All-Pro and four-time Pro Bowl choice. In 2002, Gannon had the most throwing yards in the NFL. Gannon spent parts of his early career as a backup quarterback, known for his ability to read defenses and adaptability. He was, however, one of the league's top quarterbacks when he started with Kansas City and Oakland. The New England Patriots selected Gannon in the fourth round of the 1987 NFL Draft to convert him to other positions. He was later moved to the Minnesota Vikings, where he played for 6 seasons before ultimately starting. After a year in Washington, he signed with the Chiefs before joining the Raiders. Gannon earned the Pro Bowl in his first season in Oakland. Gannon had 180 throwing touchdowns and 28,743 passing yards at the end of his career. As a punter and quarterback, Gannon was named First Team All-Philadelphia. Gannon joined CBS as an NFL commentator following his playing career. Next up is Joe Montana, who retired at 38. In high school, Montana excelled at football, basketball, and baseball. He was raised in Monongahela, Pennsylvania. After a standout senior year culminated in a Cotton Bowl victory for Notre Dame, the 49ers selected Montana in the third game of the 1979 NFL Draft. Montana took over as the 49ers starting quarterback in the middle of his second season in San Francisco. He was a perfect fit for head coach Bill Walsh's West Coast system, which depended on a succession of quick, precise throws to drive the ball downfield and benefited from his excellent field vision and quick decision-making. In January 1982, Montana led the 49ers to their first Super Bowl triumph, winning game MVP honors. In 1985, the 49ers won their second Super Bowl triumph, and Montana was named Super Bowl MVP for the second time. Montana led and won a third Super Bowl in 1989. Montana was crowned NFL MVP in 1989 and 1990, in addition to his postseason honors. The Kansas City Chiefs acquired Montana in a 1993 trade. Montana retired in 1995, finishing his NFL career with 31 fourth-quarter comeback victories and 10 playoff appearances in 11 seasons. In 2000, Joe Montana became a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Then we have Steve Young of the San Francisco 49ers at 37. Young attended Greenwich High School in Connecticut, where he played baseball and football and was an all-state selection. Young turned down the Cincinnati Bengals offer of the first overall pick in the 1984 NFL Draft in favor of a $40 million contract with the Los Angeles Express of the USFL. After the 1985 spring season, he bought out his contract with the Express, but the equally hapless Tampa Bay Buccaneers were the legal owners of his NFL rights. Young was traded to the San Francisco 49ers in 1987 and was a backup to future Hall of Famer Joe Montana. When an elbow injury sidelined Montana in 1991, Young took over as the 49ers starting quarterback. Young dominated throwing in the NFL from 1991 through 1994, winning the award for MVP in 1992 and 1994. Young, who completed 24 of his 36 passes, established a game high with 6 touchdown passes, earning him MVP honors. Young guided his squad to the NFC title game in 1997, and 2 years later, he was chosen for his 8th Pro Bowl. Young had a 96.8 lifetime passer rating when he left the game in 1999. After that, he worked as a motivational speaker and sports analyst for several television shows. In 2005, the Pro Football Hall of Fame accepted him as a member. Next on the list is Troy Aikman at 34. Aikman was born and raised in the Los Angeles neighborhood of Cerritos before relocating with his family to Henrietta, Oklahoma, where he excelled in high school and was named to the All-State team. By 1989, when they chose Aikman as their top draft pick, the Cowboys, one of the most successful and well-liked teams of the 1970s, had hit hard times. He performed miserably in his first few seasons, missing games due to injury and tossing more interceptions than touchdown passes. However, in 1992 to 93, his first season without injuries, Aikman led the Cowboys to a Super Bowl win over the Buffalo Bills, alongside running back Emmitt Smith and receiver Michael Irvin. Aikman was chosen as the most valuable player of the game. In 1994, the Cowboys defended their Super Bowl championship against the Bills. Aikman led Dallas 2 years later in their Super Bowl win against the Pittsburgh Steelers. He made his 6th straight appearance in the Pro Bowl in 1996. The next season, he passed for more than 3,000 yards for the 4th time in his career, but the Cowboys could not make the playoffs. Several injuries, most notably concussions, limited his playing time over the next several seasons, and he retired in April 2001. Aikman went on to work as a football analyst on television. The Pro Football Hall of Fame accepted him for induction in 2006. Following is Steve McNair of the Baltimore Ravens, also known as Air McNair, who retired at 34. Instead of playing defensive back at a top institution, McNair, born and raised in Mississippi, elected to attend the small, historically black Division I AA school, Alcorn State University, where he could play quarterback. In his 4-year college football career, he started all but one game at quarterback for Alcorn State. During that span, McNair set an FSC record by combining his rushing and passing for a total of 16,823 yards, which included 119 touchdown passes. He accumulated 5,799 yards in only one season during his senior year, an FCS record, and came in third place in the 1994 Heisman Trophy voting. The third pick in the 1995 NFL Draft went to the Houston Oilers, who would later change their name to the Tennessee Titans in 1999. In 2000, he guided the Titans to their first Super Bowl appearance. The Titans were within 1 yard of scoring the go-ahead touchdown, and he led his team to a comeback from a 16-point deficit, but ultimately the St. Louis Rams prevailed. Before concluding his playing career with the Baltimore Ravens, McNair spent 11 seasons with the Titans. The Indianapolis Colts quarterback Peyton Manning and McNair shared the 2003 Most Valuable Player award after accumulating 31,304 passing yards and 3,590 rushing yards throughout their respective NFL careers. McNair also practiced in 3 Pro Bowls in addition to his skill as a scrambler or passer. McNair was renowned for his perseverance in playing despite injuries. McNair's early death provided fodder for tabloids. He was discovered dead in a condominium with a woman he had been seeing, whom police suspected of murdering him and then herself. Then we have Drew Bledsoe of the Dallas Cowboys at 34. Bledsoe was heavily recruited after high school but decided to enroll at neighboring Washington State University. During his 3 years at the institution, he had a record-breaking collegiate football career, becoming the face of the Cougars' attack. Bledsoe joined the 1993 NFL Draft instead of completing his senior year at WSU, and the New England Patriots selected him first overall. He rapidly established himself as a key player for the Patriots, greatly enhancing their fortunes. The Patriots made the playoffs again in 1997 with Bledsoe's assistance, but the Pittsburgh Steelers defeated them in the second round. Bledsoe finished the season with a passer rating that was a career best of 87.7. Bledsoe was traded to the Buffalo Bills, a division foe of the Patriots, in 2002. He had a great debut season with the team, throwing for 4,359 yards and 24 touchdowns. One of his greatest performances came in an overtime win over the Minnesota Vikings in Week 2, when he established a franchise record with 463 yards passing. The Bills missed the playoffs by 1 game the next year. Bledsoe's final season with the franchise, Bledsoe joined the Dallas Cowboys in 2005 after being released by the Buffalo Bills. During his successful first season with the team, he passed for more than 3,000 yards and directed numerous game-winning drives in the fourth quarter, or overtime. The team's record under Bledsoe was 9-7. After the season, the team eventually decided to let Bledsoe go. In April of 2007, he announced his retirement from the NFL. Finally, Andrew Luck of the Indianapolis Colts, who retired at 29, is the youngest quarterback on this list. Fans learned the unexpected information during the third quarter of the Indianapolis Colts' third preseason game versus the Chicago Bears. Andrew Luck, the team's starting quarterback since 2014, intended to leave the game before the 2019 season. The Colts had a positive outlook for the 2019 season after a strong finish to the 2018 season, culminating in an AFC divisional round loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. Luck played a full 16 games schedule in 2018 and made the Pro Bowl for the first time since 2014. More significantly, despite an offensive line that did not shield him entirely in his career, early in his career, he only took 18 sacks. Between 2012 and 2016, Luck absorbed far too many blows. He had a shoulder injury that forced him to miss the whole 2017 season. The strain on his physique prevented him from continuing the game despite his best attempts. He spoke to the media emotionally, quote, "Making this choice is challenging. It's the most difficult decision I've ever had to make. However, it is the correct option for me. I've been in this cycle of injury, agony, and rehab for the last 4 years. Also, it has persisted both during and after the season. I felt trapped in it." He said he had to give up playing football to survive. Luck, who played in 4 Pro Bowls, was named the Comeback Player of the Year in 2018 after throwing for 4,593 yards, 39 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. In 2014, he also led the league in touchdowns with 40. So that's it, my friends. Some of these quarterbacks were some of the best before they had to retire early. Are you a fan of any NFL quarterbacks that should have made this list? Let's hear your comments in the section below. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.